What's going on, people? What's really good? What's happening? What's up? Got the perm fired up. What's happening? What's up? Got the Patron. I don't have any of those things. I need water though. One sec. I guess I don't need water. It's too far. Okay, I'll just be dehydrated on stream. Not a big deal. Who really needs water? Water's not that important. My advice is you should drink lean. I'm joking. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to that. Listen to me, bro.
Yay! お兄ちゃん Peace, peace.
Thank you, Bara. We'll up the quality, you know? We'll stop being ghetto someday. Let me just open up Discord. Where's OBS? Oh. could not find OBS for a second. I would like to adjust this a little bit. Going live as soon as I clock up from my lunch break. Hey, let's go. CBL Nation, talk to them. Yeah, man, it was a surprise stream. It wasn't supposed to do what we're talking about. I'm actually gonna react to we could talk about whatever Tower Grab it later, but there was 3 videos I specifically wanted to watch from my channel because I think they probably aged really poorly. I thought it'd be fun. That's all. Let me just grab Vince. All right, so we should be good. In there. How y'all doing today, though? See you later. Have fun. Guarding of the tower or whatever else. Honestly, I don't even know what we be doing. That's fair. Like, I don't even know at this point. So, I feel it. That's how you just be doing whatever the hell you want. He needs to give a damn about how I feel about it. So, um, wait, what chart am I in? Sorry. Anywho, Discord, no. Did I tweet this? Yes, I did. That all being said, yeah, my plan was to watch. Wait, by the way, you seen Roger's community post? He abandoned Jack and rapping Funk Free now. I didn't see it, but I'm gonna hit him up for that. I didn't I didn't see that. No, I didn't see that. That's good. I like that. Anyways, I had a couple of videos that I wanted to watch. They're literally my own videos, but I want to see if they aged well. Because someone recently told me basically, not recently, but maybe a month ago, they're like, one of these videos did not go well. We don't have to watch the Dustin one. We already know he was right. We already know he was right. So uh, that man was wrong. I was wrong. Now let me see something here. Because why don't I see? You should have a stream about best fits and designs in the tower. I don't mind doing that. That's not for today though, but I don't mind doing that because I want to roast Kun's ugly ass fucking boy outfit. White had that terrible ass Christmas sweater on that one time. I don't know what was going on with him, but hey. But we gonna start off with this Baam video. We gonna start off with that. You know what I'm saying?
All right, my bad. I'm here now. I was going through my school parking lot, so I didn't want you to deal with all that. I'm here now.
Fair enough. Fair enough. How you doing, brother?
I'm solid. I'm solid, bro. I got out of school early because fucking we just did a quiz, and then he was like, "Fuck out of here," and I was like, "All right, bet. Thank you, appreciate that."
I'm not even gonna hold you. I left. I don't feel like being in there no more. I was left. Yeah.
It really do be like that. So you just do things that everybody else thinks. I be feeling like that, man. I feel like, man, fuck this shit.
Yeah. I was not. I was unmoved. I'm like, you know what? I don't need to be here right now. But yeah, man.
The only time I can remember doing that is when I was depressed. Like, I don't know, it was like my third or fourth semester in community college. I drove up to the building, I looked at it, and I said, nah, man, I'm not doing this shit. I just went home. And I did that a couple times that semester. I was like, man, I'm not built for this right now. It was terrible.
I hear you. But yeah, my plan was to watch some of these. There's 3 videos I want to watch specifically on my old videos, and I'm just gonna react to them and see how I feel about what I have to say. So, but I just named the stream this because I've been saying this for like 3 weeks. CBL baby. What's up?
I mean, I already told you I gotta do the right thing. I'm on these books, and so I gotta fucking I'll be done with these probably by November, and then I can fucking read Kubera again or whatever. And that's probably gonna take me like 3 weeks or whatever, 2-3 weeks.
Let's get it. All right.
So that is my plan, cause I'm not reading nothing new. I've already said this. I'm done. I'm done right now. To next year. Try again next year. I'm done with anything new as far as manga, webtoon, any of that shit. I don't care. I'm not doing nothing new.
All right.
And nothing that's not like big, I guess. Nothing that's not like thought provoking, I guess. Right now, I'm kind of done with all that.
Thought provoking in this economy? Yeah, good luck. Good luck, sir.
Well, like, I mean, you and me have always said this. Like, Kubera basically a book, nigga. So like, that's the same thing as what I'm already doing.
Mm.
I'll probably do a thread on that too, maybe. On my fucking page. So it's gonna come. I know it is because it's the same as these books I'm reading. It just got pictures in it. She's literally writing a book out there.
But yeah, okay. So let's watch these videos, man. I thought I can get Vince to read Black Clover, but he ain't want to read a thought-provoking manga. You know Simon said that.
Oh, Lord.
You know how he is. Well, all right. So this is the growth of the 25th Bam Juvio Grace. I think this is one of the first Tower God videos I made. I think like the third one ever, maybe something like that. So this is like 2.5, 3 years ago. I just want to see how this aged. Let's see how my current thoughts contrast with how happy I was making this video. how many years ago? So, actually, let me just move one thing. I think I should probably make this a little smaller for now. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. One day I'll learn how to do things. One day. Fortunately, that day isn't today, people. See the chat, right? Make the chat a little smaller. That's all I wanted to do. That's all. All right, thank you. What's up? Back when you had some hope in SIU's writing in BAM? That's a fact. What's up, Golden Ace? All right, let's watch this shit. I don't even know if you can see this, Vince. Can you see this?
Oh, I probably gotta. You could either, if you could screen share if you're doing it off your laptop, just do that. But if not, I'm gonna have to try to open up the Twitch app.
I could
see if I can see it.
I could try to share my screen, but you know my laptop might blow up. But we'll try. We'll see what happens.
Oh. I mean, honestly, I wish I could just hear it because I really don't even need to see it like that. I just need to hear it.
We'll just see what happens if it just start bugging. You guys, you know.
Yeah, if not, then, yeah, I'll try something else. But
all right, let's see what happens.
So I'll be home in like I don't know, like 20. So
all right, fair enough. All right, Hajime. I said Hajime, but my computer already froze. So there you go.
Greetings, salutations.
Oh, I see it.
Friends, Mule Love, #1 stand here. Chicken Love Club.
Mule Love #1. Why did I say that? I'm already upset. Why did I say that? Ew. Now I am, but there was just no reason for all that. Anyways.
Baby.
You can turn it up. It's kind of low for me.
Yeah, I can turn it up. Actually, and in the chat, let me know what the volume is. All I hear Persona 5 in the background too. Back when I had hope for Persona 5. That's crazy. All right.
Persona.
Greetings, salutations.
Yeah.
Hello, friends.
I ain't play one of those games, so
#1 stand here. Chicken Love Club, baby. With a Tower God video. Now, when it comes to main characters, in the various narratives that I consume, I honestly tend to not
being so
like
loud?
the protagonist. I don't really know why.
I don't know. I can hear you now, though.
I'm usually indifferent about the MC. I'm okay with them, but usually I don't like them. But every once in a while, you know, you got a lead character that I mess with heavily, like the one and only 25th Bam.
Wow.
Hey, you lied.
There's no way I said that shit, fam. There is no fucking way. I was a different man back then. I was on different place. Nigga.
No, I probably wasn't alive back then.
No,
made it.
I know, but I know I meant it when I said it. But then it must. I think this has to be before the last station. It has to be. There's just no way.
3 years ago? Yeah, it might be. Or like during maybe.
Oh shoot! All right, let's keep going. High five.
Bam, aka Young Juviole Grace. I didn't think much of him initially, which I think is intentional by SIU.
You can tell I'm still uncomfortable speaking.
Boy
You can
chasing the only person he ever knew up the tower. But he grows on me, and I just want to talk about the growth of Bam, the philosophy of his character, and how a lot of his motivations and moments of growth come from his understanding of loneliness.
Oh shit! This old ass opening. Running through the 6 to 8, no, already know. Running through the 6 to 8, no. Yeah, running through the 6 to 8. Mule Love, a go.
I think when discussing the journey of
What is
Bam,
upbeat music from fucking Valhalla? How happy I am.
Entering the tower,
I'm so happy
the
here.
only contact he's ever had with another being was Rachel. Before this, he was utterly and truly alone, and before that, he was dead!
did I do that? What was the reason?
When was this? When was he?
So this has to be. So this is during the hidden floor. It has to be on the hidden floor. So I'm a peak Tower God film because remember after 305 when that nigga came through and he choked him out, we was tweaking.
Yeah,
It had to be around
yeah,
this part. This is when we were super high on Tower God right now. So yeah.
yeah. The legendary fucking stretch, the best stretch we
Yeah.
had at least as a
Collective.
community,
Yeah.
yeah, collective, us together was no better.
Wow.
But yeah, he follows her into the tower because he does not want to be alone.
Look
I
at
really
look at
that
me. Back when we said edit
showcases
stuff.
how naive
Now I
he
be
is,
talking.
knowing next to nothing about
I feel you.
tower,
That's a lot of work.
and not even understanding why folks even want to climb it. Telling me like Mizono one time.
Mizono?
I
Who's
don't
that?
Stuff, but you know, if you
Zeno,
my
nigga.
friends, I'm gonna protect them, right? Now, why is that important? This sets Bam apart from his friends and comrades in the sense that everyone has a goal in the tower and a reason to climb it, a reason for being a regular. Bam does not care about what's at the top, so he's alone amongst his own people. It's a very alienating feeling to have a completely different outlook on something all the people around you share amongst themselves. Bam is even good at pointing out other people's loneliness.
What effect
people
is
who are
this?
experiencing the
What
same
is going
thing
on my
he felt
screen?
in the dark cave,
Why is it squared up?
like with
What
Androsa.
function is this?
Being on a regular.
Hey, you didn't lie though.
Slowly, we start to see the growth of Bam from a combat perspective.
I
And
went back to the
eventually meeting
podcast. I
Rachel
felt
again.
the excitement,
And
especially
then
from Simi.
we
Yeah, Simi was
obviously
different
get
back then
that
too, for
famous
sure.
Scene. Oh Lord.
Yeah, he just hate everything
Rachel
now.
pushing
My
Bam
boy.
to his supposed death.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly believe that after this moment is where Bam development is the most interesting. Because everything he learned, everything he knew prior to coming into the tower, Rachel is the one that taught him that stuff. And most importantly, it was Rachel who taught Bam about ethics. And his moral compass came from what he learned from Rachel, and she was the one that stabbed him in the back.
This is so crazy. First of all, I never have beat background music that loud. So it's way louder, way lower. I have it really low. I have it that loud. Second, I can tell how uncomfortable I still am speaking. I don't remember if I scripted this. Cause there was when I first started doing YouTube, I first started scripting it, but I found that I read pretty monotonously. I can't read with enthusiasm to that degree, so I started just going off the top. But that's crazy. You was going for that abstract view? I don't even know what I was going for. I was just I still know what I'm doing. I'm peeping in the book. So
I mean, you were trying to sound upbeat without sounding like cringy. I think you were trying to be into it without doing too much. And I can respect that. You were trying to give the lay of the land.
This
with
is
this
before
man's character.
this is before they knew I was black. You know, I tried to I tried to disarm them with, "Hey, how are you? Yeah, I was a big Tower of God fan. All right, I'm just happy to be here." I tried to disarm them with that. Tried to hit him with that.
Yeah,
He betrayed
we
him,
all did.
confusing him to its very core. Now, enter Ju Violet Grace, Thug Slayer candidate, the new identity of our titular character. Notice his long hair and how it's similar to how it was in the cave, symbolic of his loneliness.
Oh shit!
In
Okay,
that
look at me.
dark
All right,
room.
connect. All right, look at me.
This off the bat for me
Connected shit.
sets the tone. Like, this is not the same Bam we once knew. And for anybody who was reading Tower of God and did not immediately know that was Bam, please do better. Do better. He is alone again. But oddly enough,
That was an odd cut.
he's trying to stay that way.
Oh,
He's very
jarring.
distant, aloof, he's pretty damn silent and quick to use violence. He's pretty damn cold and calculated. But the interesting thing about all of that is that when it's revealed why he's even doing this, because the whole time he's Violet, there are all these glimpses of Bam being in there somewhere. Like,
Ooh, that's a weird cut, too.
You know, he's going to go save Horyang. Like, he's staring at the sea, kind of mesmerized by its beauty. Like, even some people who are in the group were like, "Yo, I know he's supposed to be a Slayer candidate, but like I don't get this like bad feeling from him." Even though he got Yura, like Yura's like, "Watch him, gotta watch him. He's evil. He's up to something." But yeah. Back on topic.
I think it's what's scripted. I think I went off script there. I think I could tell now. You can always tell when I'm just speaking off my head because like it just comes out way more natural. You know what I'm saying? You ain't seen the layers, nigga. You sounded so happy. What made you a CBL now? I ain't a CBL now. I'm capping. This is all cap. I'm tired of him. I'm literally tired of him. I just don't want to see it.
Why he's even doing this. So Mule Love asks him why he's climbing the tower, to which he responds,
My goat.
He's looking for someone. Mule Love then asks, you love the goat, by the way. Mule Love then asks to get revenge, to which Baam says basically,
what is this? What a rainbow. Why did I do that?
Listen, bro, you were just playing with the colors.
That's how you know I was just trying shit in my edit. Overlays. I'm like, bro, how do I do that? That's so funny.
You just trying, yeah.
Nigga will have to wait a year to make another nigga to say you want to play another game.
See you when I meet them. But we learned that Yu Hang Soo actually blackmailed Baam into
Who's that?
becoming a Slayer candidate for
It'd be like that.
by
Why did I say it the other way
kill
around?
all his friends should he refuse. The Baam we know is definitely in there, and he's literally doing this to protect his friends.
I gotta bring back the happiness.
That
always,
whole
bro.
dynamic is intriguing.
I'm so jaded.
It's a layered situation where he's acting in a way he doesn't.
I've seen too much.
Isn't.
I've been through so
order
much.
to protect what he loves.
I think I'm gonna upload to YouTube later. Honestly,
When
I think I will
Kurt
enjoy
meets
this.
him for the first time, Aguero, AA, he's like, "Oh, like your act is terrible. Like if you're trying to sound like a evil villain or whatever they're trying to do, like do better. Like I can see through that act." Now, after meeting Aguero on Rack again for the first time in 7 years, the old Baam returns. He cuts his hair again, symbolizing a little bit of freedom, kind of the grasp.
Damn, I'm like every picture I have of this nigga.
Disregarding
all these bad pics.
Yeah, you
blog posts.
No wonder you don't use no more edits. You empty the clip in this video right here. Jesus Christ.
But this probably took me like an entire 2 days to do because back then I wasn't efficient. I was
and
slow.
It's becoming an issue because he's starting to act like Rachel, jeopardizing his people.
Fire Emblem in the background? Yes, sir.
And a good example of this for me is how selfishly he pursued Rachel on the way to the Hell Train versus Yura, where he's constantly wagering hell.
You remember when we saw Rachel in the story, technically?
Yep, and we were going crazy.
To get his answers. He lost his damn
I don't even remember
mind
last time
when Rachel would.
Last time we saw her was when she got the one up at Baam and left, isn't it?
And it's not his best moment, but it's
some shit
very
like that,
powerful, and it made a lot of sense to me. That build-up was coming, and we know Rachel's a bitch, especially since after his fucking temper tantrum, whoever you lectures him, Baam starts to question himself, like,
yeah, you ain't getting monetized,
nigga. Different from Rachel?
No money
was
for
he
you.
really?
This is one of my best videos. This is like 42K.
Now on the Hell Floor where Baam tells Rachel that
I'm gonna do a follow-up, certified Baam number for real.
It's probably a favorite moment of mine because he's finally realized.
You just need to start doing character analysis for everything.
I think so. I think that's my specialty,
honestly.
honestly.
Going to care about her and want her to be alive.
Yeah.
And stuff. But the fact
Honestly.
that he could
That and scene analysis.
We've always looking up that type of
stuff.
stuff.
Sign of his growth, mentally and psychologically.
I don't think anybody. I've watched a couple other Tower God character videos. I don't think anybody breaks down the character the way that I do. I think I'm way better than anybody who's trying to do it.
Again, I was proud of him when he.
Yeah, I think you should do that for Kubera too, honestly.
Yeah, but I want to reread it one more time before I do it because Asha and Bruce are going first. Asha and Bruce are going first.
Yeah, but those videos, they always do numbers too.
Like that.
Like people love looking up like, oh, do I think I understand this character? Like I think I do, and does somebody else like agree with how I think, or does somebody else put it in better words than I do? You were always looking that type of shit up.
Mm-hmm.
With Shinsu, we can read Shinsu while he can copy techniques after just seeing it once, experiencing the technique on his body once. You're seeing that he's a monster. He is in every shape or form an irregular.
What is this music?
He is.
It's Fire Emblem. It's Fire. It's
Oh,
Awakening.
Okay.
It's like a very good
Yeah, that shit threw me the fuck off.
As well, because this is when he starts to kind of question himself and start to accept himself and start to fight for himself and want to do things for himself. And
You know what I should do? I should play a clip at the beginning of all the happiest things I said in this video about Bam. And just like hard cut to me being like face palming, like I don't know what happened. After we talk about how I currently feel about already, the video's already in my brain. I'll make it. I'll make it tomorrow.
that's when he accepts the sworn enemy, all of the various powers within him, the thorn, the red,
All right, Nora.
so how do you pronounce that? Even the sworn enemy inside of him, and then he starts to develop the 25th Night style attacks.
Man, we were tweaking against this fight with him versus Dana Jihad. We were going
Because he's like,
crazy,
this
bro.
is me, and he's accepting that.
Yeah.
And now I am so interested to see where he's going to go from that moment. And this is why when anyone tries to come at Bam crooked, remember that article I was talking about? They said Bam is a typical shonen jump protagonist.
Wow, I just struggled like fuck there. Why did I cut that
You don't
out?
understand the complexities and layers of this man's character.
Struggled to be the antagonist.
Well, that being said, I don't want to carry on
It's all-
too long.
it's all-
Yo, y'all, listen to this guy. This guy's a moron.
I don't know what it end up being. Bam is a really
But he
good
was happy.
character. His growth and journey is amazing. The fact that a lot of his stuff stems from the loneliness he felt in that cave, to me, is just like symbolic of, you know, you can never forget your roots. That's where you come from. That's where it all started. You know, from the bottom in that cave.
Jesus
Let's see where he
Christ.
ends up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna be out, and have yourselves a fantastic day. Fuck Rachel. You're.
All right, you know what? Hemmings Incorporated is under new management. I'm taking over all video ideas. I got it, or at least all the nostalgia into new form. I'm taking over all creative ideas.
That's funny. All right, let's talk about that for a second. Oh shoot. How do I take this off?
What's going on,
If y'all
everybody?
want
Salutations,
Hemmings
greetings, all
to
that good
continue
stuff.
making videos, like y'all got to talk to me now. All y'all ideas that y'all wanna, they'll be like, Hemmings, make an idea about this. Now y'all gotta come to me now. You gotta
Talk to
filter it through me.
Talk to my manager.
Yeah, cause I'm finna take the channel to the new heights, nigga. Like y'all don't have the goods. I got it. Y'all asked him to make this video about Bam. Look at him. You see this nigga? What y'all did? Now we're cooked.
Oh shit, that's super funny because, like, I could tell exactly what mind space I was in back then too. Like you said, this is definitely like Hidden Floor time, Data Jihad time, probably a little before or right around the time before the last station. 3 orders, like the 3 order stretch, we was going so crazy when Jihad dropped those 3 orders. So and people don't know this, but like, some people don't know this. Tower of God was legitimately one of my favorite things in general. The reason why it hurt so much is because I liked it so much for so long. I'm not even a new fan.
Yeah.
I've been reading this shit for a decade, right? Something like I'm a new fan. I've been talking about it on like YouTube for I guess 3 years now, but I've been reading this shit since 2010. So it hurts, man, because I was mad at One Piece for a real long time. During Dressrosa, I was not having fun.
Yeah, stretches. It stretches for sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was not having fun, bro. So yeah, this nigga's right now.
Even the beginning of Wano, you weren't having fun. You were like, what the fuck, man? Like, man, Oda gonna do stuff? Nah, man.
So what can SIU do to make you the person in that video? That's a good question. That's a good question. Well, I don't know if you could do anything at this point. It is what it is now, you know. Honestly, let me think. What is this? I need better internal consistency. That's a big thing. I need.
See, I
go ahead.
just finished. Oh my bad. I just finished reading DBZ,
Mhm.
and like, that's what like literally like Tower of God like, or at least like the not necessarily like the story, because like I don't even want to put that out there, but like how people consume DBZ, that's how people consume Tower of God now.
Yeah.
I feel it's the exact same thing.
It's kind of just like we just take the hype. We kind of don't question too much anything of the sort, anything like that. It's just like, and I don't know. I hear. I know what you mean. It's hard for me to put into words. I get what you mean though, but
Yeah, because the stories are not the same. So like, I'm not even gonna throw that out there. But the viewership, how people absorb the stories at this point is exactly the same. Like you look at it and you're just like, yeah, there's some lows and there's some shit that don't make like 100% sense, or there's some shit that could be written better. But fuck all that, man. We got hype moments. We got like new forms, new energy blasts, new techniques, and that's like all that matters. And it's just like, you know what? Fair enough, nigga. Like that's where I'm at. Like,
yeah. If that's what moves you, what can I say, right? I can't say anything about that. But I would argue that Tower of God was never really something we didn't come there for that necessarily. It was more so like obviously lore and world building, but the nuance of this series, like there was just so many moving parts. We had so much hopes and aspirations for certain things to play through. And but let me ask you a question. One of the big, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a really big issue with Bam. I don't enjoy watching him do shit. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. I don't think he earns anything. It's not. For me, it's hard. And SIU is one of the type of writers who puts so much focal point on his MC. And there's nothing wrong with that. The titular character is going to have the most amount of focus. There's nothing wrong with that. But as a viewer, for someone who doesn't enjoy seeing him, and all you pretty much do is subject me to seeing him, it's very hard. I'll give you kind of an example. Back when I used to like Naruto and I didn't think it was a piece of shit, right? I was a fan of characters like Neji, Orochimaru, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not true. I used to like Sasuke at one point, but I spent most of the series not liking Sasuke. I never liked Naruto, right? What do you think is gonna happen to me if now you just force me to just focus on these two niggas? Because there came a point where everybody became less important so that Sasuke and Naruto can shine, and that's what I have to see. That's what I'm being subjected to. Any character that I care about deeply is unimportant. To the point where seeing Mew left here, I just good at fuck. That's why I went so crazy, because I even was like, bro, he's not important. You'll never see him again. And he came. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Now, is he going to do anything? Probably not. But the fact that I saw him was just crazy. I want to knack. Where the fuck is Ran? I'm not even moved by this arc. I don't care about saving Hodgins' song. I don't give a damn. Because Fug doesn't give a damn. They didn't care. Why should I care? Just like I feel about Jack. If the people in his own crew don't give a fuck about him, King and Queen are calling him mid, like, why should I care? So, next chapter of Tower Ball Z. Will Bam run the fade with a white defeat black? That nigga master still has no arms. How was he still being head of that machine? Find out in Tower Ball Z. If I see a little bloodlust in the lower flows as opposed to him just being straight laced 24/7, the way we'd feel the pressure of him trying to stay pure, I agree that. Bam, not a problem. But Hats is not in the story enough for him to be a problem. I agree with you that it's like, oh, that sword shit was lame. I'm totally with you on that. But like, I'm like the only person who'd be screaming about Hats. Who the fuck cares about that nigga except me? Pretty much. No one's looking out for him. No one gives a damn about that nigga. Nigga, I talk about Lore. Nobody cares about him. He's not gonna do shit. Anak story hasn't moved an inch. Please, Jesus Christ, don't even start me with Anak. So yeah. But yeah, I don't know. My bloodlust to a bunch of nobodies who got stuffed out in this. I don't know, dude. But yeah, that's a funny contrast because like my energy, my attitude, shit, my editing style, the way I'm speaking is also so different. That's so wild to me. Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I need other characters to be important. I did say this, so I'm going to let it go in this instance. I still don't like it though. I do think that what the regulars were doing in the game to be able to remove all those cages, that's pretty significant to me. Because I don't think Yama and Doom would have been able to get there on time if they didn't play the stupid game with the crab. But is that game itself moving me? His fucking lesson on the stock market and fucking capitalism? No, I'm not. This is not moving me. Okay, I don't care. It's very hard for me to care that if Krillin is fighting a Cyberman when Goku's fighting Nappa. It's just I want to see the characters actually be meaningful in a combat in a sense like that. Like I never thought the gap would be like this at some point. And also, just to say this, I don't think that just because I expected something and my expectations didn't happen, that is a bad thing. I'm not doing that. Like if I think, Bam should use a sword, he doesn't use a sword, I'm not like, well, it sucks because he didn't. I thought he should. I'm not doing that. But if you ask any fucking person if they thought Tower of God would be where it is currently right now, I surmise no one would say yes. Let's see now. I feel the issue with Bam could be changed if we just got more bits and pieces of other irregulars, because despite knowing Bam is one, our ability to compare him to them and all they've truly done is non-existent. So now Bam just seems like a wild golden child that has no real obstacles and all this focus when other things matter too. I can agree with that. SIU needs to do what Kurigam does and stop listening to them fans and editors and write the story the way he wants to write. I don't know if it's going to happen. Friendship ended with Bam. Now Rachel's my new best friend. Hey, let's get it. And he's proud of his family swordsmanship. Specifically, you don't see a girl like that. Let me stop neglecting. He said, let me stop neglecting my job, man. No, man, fuck work. No, I'm kidding. Nigga, Hats said he gets you potential. In some rest of the arc, man, all I ever really wanted from him was to be able to defeat a direct descendant from the RA family. Honestly, that's like the biggest thing I wanted for him.
Honestly, I guess another thing too when it comes to Tower is that like it'd be cool if like the characters that we saw had like goals and then like they completed their goals and then we don't see them no more. But it's just like I thought people had goals and like I don't know, like are they ever gonna complete them or like what are we doing? They've been so absentee from the story, and the colorful cast is what makes you enjoy Tower of God, and that's kind of lacking on a lot of levels right now because they don't matter. So many people don't matter at all, and I don't know. Yeah, I guess you just have to really like the people in the story current format to like really care about all the stuff that's going on, because like the only people that matter kind of right now is like, because even Evek and Hell and Yuha Sung and stuff like that, like what they're doing doesn't matter. Like I don't know. Like,
well, I think they're trying to stop the fan from coming, so I guess it matters, but it doesn't feel like for something so important. The focus is not there, so it's kind of easy to feel like not something that's a priority. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, stopping a portal for the family has to possibly come through. That should be the most important thing everyone's fucking mind is concerned about. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, he's bound. Like, cause I'll say this: I've come to a point, Tower God, where I used to get really upset, week to week basis. I was just angry all the time, angry at people who couldn't see what I was seeing. I was angry at the series. I was angry at a whole lot of stuff. I don't really overreact to anything that happens anymore. I'm just like, oh, that happened. Well, I'll just wait for the next week and see how it plays out. But he's going back and forth between perspectives. But it's just like I don't know. Like I like Bam and White, like that stuff, cool. That's what I was gonna touch on earlier. I was gonna say that like I think he's kind of using the Bam inner conflict too much. I'd say it's happening too much at this point. Because when it was happening, all of it felt meaningful when it happened. And now it's just like it's happening to him all the time. Like White's like, oh, I want him to be corrupt. And then now Bam's like Bam's killed people before, I'm pretty sure. Or like had pretty close. Like when he was Viola, like I'm pretty sure he killed somebody, killed a couple people.
He killed them dogs, man. He's killing them fucking combat dogs. He was like,
yeah, so I don't know. For me, it's just kind of like he's angry, and I understand. SIU's tried to establish that like he's angry. His friends died, and this is gonna unleash his power, and this, that, and the other. But I don't know, man. He was angry at Caliban too when he thought his master died, and he was angry, quote unquote, at Rachel too when he thought she killed Aguero. And I don't know. It just happens too often for me, but I don't like it. But that's just my own personal gripe at this point. If you don't care about that, fair enough.
My problem is that the conflict itself doesn't really change in him. Like his internal struggle has been the same thing from the get go, and like he'll like have the struggle and come to some conclusion, and then it'll just happen in the next arc. I'm like, didn't we already do this? So that's kind of like my thing, I guess. But how would I feel if the camera followed Yuri for a while? That would be great. It's not gonna happen though. He's not taking the focus Bam for long. He's not gonna do it. It's not gonna happen. So it is what it is. But I would love. I think like Yuri's one of my favorite characters, and Yuri I think is one of the coolest characters. I would love to see what she's doing, going to meet her father, Jahan, and everything. What's going on with the family? How are they feeling about the conflict? You know, like that was awesome and amazing. But I will just say this, speaking personally, I'm a Winston, right? I am somebody who is talented in certain aspects of life where things come to me easily. Sports, for example. Like I excel at any sport I want to try at without having to try very hard. But there's certain things that I put a lot of work into to get good at it. I like watching my characters earn things, earn victories, amass strength, power, whatever the case is, through blood, sweat, and tears, trials and tribulations. I'm not really a power fantasy guy where character A is just fucking strong because he's fucking strong and he's fucking strong for fucking strong's sake. I don't like that. That's boring. It doesn't move me. It doesn't mean there hasn't been instances with overpowered characters like that where it works. And I'm like, yeah, this is fun. I'm having a good time. But that's usually an exception, not the rule. Where I just happen to like Caddis Estrada de Raziel from like Noblesse. I like his demeanor. I just like how I like him. So that's different. With Bam,
Right.
With Bam, the problem that I have is no matter what he does, I'm like, this doesn't feel like he did anything to earn this. Like it just like some cutlery, shield came out, blah blah blah. And I do think I do agree with Miles that maybe if we saw a bit more of another irregular how they hacks their way up the tower, as people like to say, we'd have a frame of reference to see how he's similar and how he's different, but we don't have that. So he just seems like this absolutely unstoppable fucking little kid who just does what he needs to do and the thing about it too is this is something that bothered me a lot, where Caliban was the first person to call him weak. And like, Caliban is one of the strongest people in the tower. Like, I want you to think about like maybe pre-time skip Luffy, the first person to call him weak is fucking like a Kaido. Like, oh, you're weak. Like, of course, nigga, like you're Kaido. Like, bro, like what are we doing? Like, no one else had are some type of in-tower exception to like match him. Like, he's not gonna fight any regular on his level at no point. Like, that's whack to me. That's just he can't like I'm telling you right here, right now, he's beating White. He's not losing. He's gonna win. He's not losing.
Just to piggyback off Nye's point, here's the thing, right? And we've been having us specifically, the people who get on Nye's podcast and the video specifically. I'll speak for all of us. We know Bam is strong, and right, because I feel like a lot of people are just like, you guys are complaining for no reason because Bam is an irregular, and this was always like gonna be the motion, like. And to that, I argue, yes, you're correct. This was always going to happen. Mm-hmm. But the problem with how this story is the execution of those things. You can do these things, like, and you already know, like, nobody is confused with the prospect of the main character winning. Like, not like we've never seen that before. We got stories of Superman. We got stories of Goku. We got stories of plenty of, like, people that are like ultra talented MCs that seem to be like the only person to do this. But like, even in those aspects, even some of them, their stuff feels more earned. Tower God has a problem where a lot of things happening and none of you can explain, none of you, and only SIU himself can explain the functions of how these powers work and how these abilities work. Like, for example, I'll give you a question. I'll give you a example. So we know Bam has the thorns, and we know the thorns came from Enryu, and we know they have tons of ability. But anytime Bam uses anything, there's no drawback, there's no pushback, there's no understanding of the application of how it works. We don't understand how much he can get out of it, how much power he can use when he runs out. We don't understand any of that. He just uses things as they come, and SIU has basically given himself the hold that just like, and like he's free to do this as a writer because, like I said, it's not the first time I do it, but I don't like it when anybody does it, so it's not just him. Mm-hmm. But like when you have a writer that basically gives themselves like unlimited freedom with whatever powers they have, that's cool. But it kind of sucks when you're a fan and you're just like, because y'all love the power scale and shit like that. Y'all love to do that. But how can you power scale a series where you don't really understand where things start and where things end? I don't understand how anybody power starts and ends, to be honest. Mm-hmm. So there's no point of me being like, oh, he can't win this fight, he can't lose. Like people at first would get angry because they would be like, oh, y'all act like Bam can't beat anybody, he's in a regular. And then we got to a point in this series where we're just like, Bam's gonna win, and then people were mad at us. We'll be like, oh, what are y'all saying? Like Bam's not just gonna be. I'm just like, well, you make up your mind. Like he's in a regular, right? Like he's in a regular. He's always gonna win. He's always gonna have it out. And then people would look at us like we're crazy now because they're just like, oh, like White can beat him, and now it's like we're getting like what Nye likes to call fake tension. And people are just like, oh, like look at him, like look at Bam happening now. But it's just like, yeah, that's happening. But did you really ever believe that Bam was gonna lose?
Like White is in danger, in my opinion.
And White's doing a great job. I've liked all the stuff that White's been doing, but it's just like at the same time you're looking at this and nobody.
Many ass Ratchet have been honestly a treat.
Yeah, but none of you actually believe that Bam's gonna lose this fight, right? Like not a single one of you, right? Like not even pretend wise. None of you ever thought he was gonna lose.
Like even if you're a super White stan, like White is your favorite character, like I hope you understand what's happening here. Like I don't think they're registering it. They're still holding on to logic, or what would be perceived logic, and they're the ones always telling me you can't use that with Bam. So they get mad at me when I go like, yeah, I expected him to beat Galavan. I'm not gonna hold you. I expected him to win, but hold on. I feel Bam seeing all the dead bodies in the beginning of the war was a good start for him, but it seems like that doesn't really matter. TOG is just soul leveling with better weapons. We need an extended leave from Bam to breathe some new life into the story. I 100% agree with that. I think this would be a side of work. Oh, you're talking to somebody. CBL gang, we hear what's up. I feel like overpowered characters need to have interesting personalities. I actually agree with that to some degree. I don't want to act like I have a video about this. A character being just kind of quote unquote broken and overpowered is inherently a good or bad thing. Satoru Gojo from JJK is an extremely great example of how you handle a broken character. I think the way that is his name Gege, whatever, Aku something, the way that they handle him, I think is brilliant. I think that's how you handle an overpowered character. I think he does a really good job with that with him, because one thing I always appreciate is no matter how powerful other antagonistic forces are, they always have to account for where's Gojo, what is he doing, is he in Japan, can we somehow do this without noticing? Like they have to constantly work around that nigga, and to the point that when he's gone, it creates the biggest power vacuum you could ever see. But Gojo also himself understands that he can't just come and do everything for everyone because they'll be too reliant on him, which is why he's trying to raise that next generation. I could go into it more, but like that's how you handle a character that's extremely powerful. That's a way to do it. So it can be done. So it's not to say it doesn't work. And like Boya is my favorite main character in any fucking manga I've ever read. Boya is one of the strongest people, pretty much off rip. But the struggles and trials and tribulations that he comes with him can always be solved by just being stronger. That's why I like Superman so much, because even though he's so strong, the problems and issues that he has is not really tied to his strength. It's tied to other things. Humanity, humility, home versus nurturing, things like that. Like that's how you do it. Like Bam to me just comes in, he does what he wants, he's not very interesting, and he just wins and we move on. And then I don't know, so we'll have to. I heard something.
I see y'all. I see Cap going on the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you know what I'm saying? How you doing, brother?
I'm alright. Just got home before I head out again. I turned my phone for a little bit though.
Yo, shaking ass.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me see something. Bam. Okay, so Bam is like Luffy. He can beat ass just like everybody. I don't think Bam and Luffy are similar. I actually have a video on that, kind of. I don't think they're similar. There's overlap. They're not similar. Bam's interest comes from his lore before the tower, mostly his parents and the god that brought him back. So basically, he's an empty shell type character who lets the world affect him as he changes. There's truth to that, because in a lot of ways, this is a bit of an isekai story where he got displaced from where he was into somewhere completely different, and we have to learn as he learns. So I could see why you're saying that, but that's not gonna fly over here, man. White has decided to go against SIU's writing. He isn't gonna make it. This is how you know what Bam I think I finally understand who Bam reminds me of. It's fucking Batman. It's Batman.
What?
Because Batman wins fights just because he's Batman. Not because it actually made any real sense. You'll just talking to you about some prep time or smile at the camera and a pan away and the episode ends. Like, no, how did you do that shit? How did you do it? How did it work? Why? How did you get flung into the sun and saw you back at your house like an hour later? How did you get there? He's gonna smile at the camera. No, nigga, explain. You're supposed to be human. Maybe that's why. Because I don't even like Batman. But anyways, what are you gonna say? East, before I keep reading.
I was trying to figure out how far we talking into TOG.
To the last chapter on Line Tunes.
Let me see what that is, so I can properly.
Season 2, he'll train Dollar Show. Winded, come on, hidden floor. He just popping shit like a monster fact. We need to know the ranking of Prime White, right? Y'all not reading? I'm saying. Forget Bam dying. They even made it so that the people around him can't die. That couldn't Phoenix down made me lose any fear for his friends dying. That's not even a bad point, Siamese. White is my favorite Slayer. I just need more of him. For him to do all this to get close to his prime to lose to Bam is wild to me. Isn't it also hinted that he lost his sister to his sister that's ranked 36? There's this one I struggle with because I recall like there's like 3 different translations in my brain. One basically says he was stopped by multiple Jihad princesses. One makes it seem that he was stopped by number 36, the one in his family, and I can't remember the other one. Maybe there's just 2.
I think the other one made it seem like it was multiple, but she was the key component.
Okay,
that had stopped them. That's the one I remember.
Yeah, because I tell you guys, like throughout the course of Tower War God, a lot of has changed. Like originally, the language they spoke was called Mexes. It's currently called Maxethian. They used to spell Kun, Koon. There was Zahard, not Jihad. It was Endor, Cendorsi, I think, instead of An. Like a lot of stuff changed. A lot of stuff was tweaked over time. So if you're a new reader, you probably wouldn't have known all that. Even when Baylord was coming, remember they called him what did they call him? Bayload, Yama?
Yeah, Bayload. Big load.
I want to see White challenge his dad on some unhinged demon shit. I hope so. I want to see that so badly. Contingencies for contingencies because Batman. Bam just win because he's Bam is hardcore. Ezra vibes. That's another one. Ezra will just win shit. But okay, let's watch the second video. It's like 6 minutes. It's quick.
Okay.
This one's called "Don't Underestimate the Tower." Let's see why I'm fucking wrong. A moment of silence for the Bay Road. Oh yeah, Bay Road. Yeah. Window capture. Then we'll keep talking. I'm pretty sure this is a video I'm thinking of, and it will tie into what we're talking about to some degree.
Got you. I'm just trying to make sure you're able to get your shit off. I don't want to cut in too much.
Yeah. Share screen with y'all so y'all can hear. I hope my computer don't blow up.
You did pretty good last time.
Hey man, it's hanging in there right now. It's doing its thing. You feel me? Okay, so I believe I made this video because I thought people were overestimating. So I'm kind of gonna overestimating Bam or underplaying other people in the tower. So let's see why I'm a fucking idiot. So I'm kind of gonna address this one last time, and then I'm gonna leave it at that. Let the story basically. I'm already crying. This had to be around the time we were fighting Bam fans for me to say that. This had to be when it started the last station or something. But alright, sorry. Tell us and show us what will or will not happen. But I do want to say this for a lot of people out there, because I feel like since Data, Jihad, and Bam's fight, which we can actually debate that Bam didn't even win, that Jihad could have kept going despite him missing an arm. I don't know. Y'all been acting kind of goofy with his power scaling and whatnot, and thinking Bam. I'm seeing Bam could beat Rek because he scratched to Rek. Obviously, you know about the Bam and Yuri stuff. It's just I don't know what's going on, and I don't want people to misunderstand because I think Bam's a monster. His latent potential is incredible, but
we need to calm down a little bit because I like Bam. I relate to it. He's one of my favorite characters in the series. One of my favorite protagonists ever.
Wow. One of my favorite protagonists ever? Who is this? Who's speaking? That's not, bro. Who's talking? Who is talking to me, bro? Who is this man? What happened to me? But the truth is, I did used to like Bam a lot. That's not untrue. And I tend to not like main characters in anything that I'm playing, reading, or watching. But ever, that was probably a bit of an exaggeration there, though.
Just a little bit.
So some people are like, you're kind of downplaying him. I'm like, I'm not downplaying him. I think you guys are overrating him, and I think you guys are underestimating the tower. So let's talk about it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
This is back when I didn't fucking lower the volume of my intro. This is so loud. Oh my god.
So here's what I mean when I say I feel like a lot of people are underestimating the tower. It is not some, walk in the park to climb 134 floors to the Jihad Empire. Rankers are being disrespected.
Look at that
by
picture I
community.
used. Hatsu and Quant.
I
Who
don't
the
know
fuck else do you need Hatsu like
fundamentally,
me? Find him.
We understand that Tower of God is a story where
I
the
love that
regulars
little
take
nigga, man.
various tests
And Laurie.
do various games on each floor
Facts.
in order to advance to the next one. And I'm thinking to myself, at this point, if they're already stronger than the people who are basically instructing them or giving them tests, what is the point? What's the point? If these guys, if Bam is already this powerful and whatnot, I don't feel like any test should really phase him. Now, that being said, Tower of God is not a meathead story or narrative, so some of these tests are pretty much purely cerebral. Look at Hansung Yu's test, right? You have to choose a door in 5 minutes and you fail if you don't. That was it. There was no powers you could use. There was no, I'll blast the doors. None of that could help you. So I'm not going to say he would breeze through every test because we don't know how some of them might test you mentally or some might just be luck. So in addition to that, I feel like for high rankers, for the most part, the
Gustin
community
was
seems to
right.
be like, we're not going to underestimate him, but I don't know. The Urek stuff, I don't even know what to say to that. He's the strongest active member in the tower who climbed it even faster than Jihad in only 50 years. I'm not trying to hear that. But he scratched him. Listen, go bathe. Go outside.
Go bathe. What the fuck is wrong with me? Why did I say that? I said go bathe.
Stop talking to me. I don't want to hear this shit no more. You're tripping. Bad. But in addition to just the rankers, I actually think we're underestimating some of the other regulars. The CB and A rank regulars. I do believe that there's going to be tons of regulars that can still pose a threat to a lot of our team members.
Yikes.
Including Bam.
We were wrong.
Yikes. I was
especially
wrong.
in the
I
B
just-
and A rank.
That's just
People who
that's just wrong. Like, no, they can't.
higher up the floor, have a bit more experience and whatnot.
I'm going for my
And the
fifth.
reason why I say that is because, again, I feel like fundamentally the stories are already broken if he can just go and wash and none of these guys can touch him. Because it's like, well, who's there to oppose his Bam's team and such? If, okay, he's already stronger than all these regulars, he's out here washing the rankers at this point. I don't believe that makes much sense. And you have to remember, there's tons of Jihad princesses that are climbing the tower, and we know that their aptitude
do we
and
always
their
still bring
abilities
that up, man?
are phenomenal. I can almost look back at
You know, we're
Dorsey
talking about
and
these
the
lost
sword.
princesses. These hoes are basically Atlantis now. We're never seeing them.
Exactly. I don't know last time we seen a new one.
That's so funny because we do be talking about them. We talk about this princess war, bro. I don't know if that's real.
This Princess
Art-
War
art-
arc that's
aka
never coming, nigga.
like I don't know what's going on.
The hidden floor, data floor, where everyone there is learning tension and Shinsu quality, and Dorsey learned it in less than 2 days. And as talented as Bam is and was, it took him longer to learn it. So we're not gonna just be like, oh, because he's an irregular, he's the best or whatever. And
Our bad. We thought that
SIU
mattered.
himself said
Bad. I was wrong.
right here
Sorry.
that a lot of people are getting the wrong
Get
idea
him.
from Bam. And he says here, there's something that many readers misunderstand. Bam's talent is definitely amazing, but it's not matchless.
Black when I believed the blog post. Remember those days where we thought it wasn't we believed in the blog
That's a
post?
long. How old is this video?
No, this is old. These are old. I'm watching old videos that I made. This is like
No, I know that.
this
I know
has to
that,
be at
but I'm
least
talking
2 years ago because I think this is the round of station for sure.
Yeah, because I'm like, we didn't believe the blog post in a good minute. So I'm like, how old is this video exactly?
I don't know. You could also tell because I'm actually going on. I'm trying to edit my ass off too. That's how you know I don't do that no more.
Wait. Let's read this. There's something that many readers misunderstand. Bam's talent is definitely amazing, but it's not matchless. He has weaknesses as well.
Where?
FUG didn't capture Bam because of his talent, but rather due to his irregular title. That means that they chose to side with the slightest possibility. You see, I used to think, and that was always my problem with Tower God. I used to think this right here, I thought this mattered.
So did I.
And that's why I always hanged on to hope that Bam wasn't bottomless. I always thought that, like, that's why I said the things that I said, because I'm like, oh, the writer said it himself. The writer said that Bam is not the most amazing talent ever.
Yeah, not matchless. And then I have moments here that kind of highlight that. Like, yeah, its growth rate was incredible and things of that nature, but right here we just saw, like, remember, she learned her Shinsu quality so quickly, and you're like, what's taking them so long? And that was an indication that she's actually more talented for the Shinsu aspect than he was.
And he says he has weaknesses.
Yeah.
What are they? Somebody, no, I'm
Rachel? Rachel?
Somebody in here.
It's only
Rachel.
Rachel.
Somebody in here right now.
Yeah.
Somebody in here right now. Tell me how you beat Bam in a fight. Oh, but also, bonus points if you can tell me how his powers work.
Good luck.
They work when he need them to work, and how he need them to work. And you beat him by joining him. You can't lose somebody you work with.
And I'm not even doing this I hear you, Easto, you're funny. I'm not even doing this just for the jokes though. That's part of my problem with Tower of God. What is it? How do you beat him? How do I know how these powers work?
You gotta be an
I
access.
I don't know how any of this takes. I mean, I might have to go look back. It might be a problem that I haven't read. I mean, I reread it like this year. I think at the beginning of the year. I reread it in a while. So like, maybe somebody who studies this series every day. But tell me how his powers work. His techniques, the thorns, legit. Tell me how it works.
Kidnap his friends and play a game.
What is the difference?
Backstabbing and being sneaky. I definitely don't think backstabbing and being sneaky is going to work because he's the type of character, like, let's say for some reason you did catch him off guard and landed a fatal wound. You're just going to unlock something.
Yeah. Tell me in this series, what's the difference between physical prowess, stamina, and durability? What's the difference?
Yeah, man.
The only person I've seen in Tower of God get tired as far as attack is literally White, I think. White's the only person I think I've seen
with a finite pool of energy.
yeah, like White.
I've seen Bam breathe hard and stuff, but I always argue that's because he's like physically teaching himself, not because he's like manipulating Shinsu. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've never seen anybody but White be like, you know what? I'm running out of energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
my attacks, they're starting to get weaker.
Bam is a Mary Sue. I don't know if I'll go that far, but plot is how you do it. I don't. Fortnite. I hear what you're saying, but I don't do that here. I don't like blanket terms and stuff like that. I like to explain what I mean. You get what I'm saying? I don't like saying like, oh, this is the Dark Souls of platform. It's like, no, I'll explain to you why I think this platformer is challenging. Let's finish the video though real quick.
Fug didn't capture Bam because of his talent, but rather due to
hella Persona 5 in the back. Jesus Christ.
So this tells me that he's not. So what he's trying to say here is that yes, Bam is powerful. Yes, he has talent, but he's not some incredible genius that no one can match. And
potentially means he has the gift to be good.
I have proof that regulars can be beaten and passed, which I'll get to.
I just lied to you in this video.
Y'all listen to this guy? The most important thing about being an irregular is that the rules of the tower don't really apply to you. Forget everything else. That's the main thing you need to take away from that title. Now,
Adori and N or N have surpassed tons of irregulars being purely jihad princesses. Adora, we don't even know if she's from a 10th grade family. She could just be a talented regular, or a talented regular who got jihad's blood and became what she is today.
With the power of blood.
And we know it was a daughter
Literally
of
his blood.
Erasure and Gustang, plus given the power of blood, and she became rank number 7. Stronger than a lot of irregulars.
I want to see Enryu so badly.
So with this arc coming up right now, the last station, I feel that SIU has an opportunity to
Look at all
kind
these
of
Hatsu
calm
picks,
everyone's
bro. I'm
ass
a
down
fan, bro.
and be like, look, relax. You know, they have a ways to go. This story is not, even in its like end phase right now. Let's just see how it plays out. So basically, what I'm saying here is, believe what you want to believe, but you probably shouldn't underestimate rankers, and you definitely shouldn't underestimate the other regulars. I understand our team and some of our members are growing at a high rate, but I still think they've got a ways to go. Well, that's what you have to say. Tell me what you guys think about it. You think Bam's ranker level? You think he's beating Yuri and Urek? Let me know in the comment section below.
I'm laughing. He might beat them niggas.
I'm just by myself. Phantom of the South, sitting in a different realm.
Jeez. Look at this outro.
I'm just sitting in my sadness like a cry for help. I'm just by myself.
Incredible. Alright, let's talk about that. And how wrong I was.
Outro?
Oh, no. They said the outro? I wish. The outro might be a better conversation. But now, like, in any fandom, I guess the person who underestimated the tower, I guess I overestimated the tower. That's really what I did. I give the tower too much credit. But you know what? This video would have been better to make with the blue holes. So probably. I'm kind of going to address this last time. YouTube. What the fuck you keep saying shit? Shut the fuck up talking to me. God damn it. But yeah, let's talk about that. How do you guys feel about that video though?
I think it was a good video for the time that you made it because it made perfect sense. Your reasoning for saying so made sense. Mm-hmm. But as always, we're wrong. Yeah. We didn't understand how things work around here.
Sleep peaks. Yeah, I don't know, man. Bam does have to activate everything first, so maybe speed blitz or you guys are grasping for straws. You guys are desperate. Speed blitz him? Okay, that's not gonna happen. Don't kill me. I respect the effort though. I respect the effort. That's funny as hell. I don't read the leaks. No, I don't read the leaks. I want to read the fast pass at the very least so I can record them in advance like I used to, but Line is fucking stupid with that shit. They don't let me do what I want to do. But anyways, damn you, Vince. I really can't explain Bam's power. I've been racking my brain for the past few minutes. That's how the game works. He defies the rules, which is his power. He can overpower spells, which can be done by stronger spells, which he is. I mean, I guess. Nah, I think the point were fair, but SIU kind of throwing out his established tiers, in my opinion. Fair enough.
No, he did. That's what I was saying though. But that's for so long. That's what we were hanging on to. We thought that like the power systems matter, the rankings matter. We thought, and we thought they mattered a lot more. I mean, they mattered in some respect, but we thought they mattered more. Mm-hmm. But the truth is, because even for Bam, it was just like, yeah, he's an irregular, but like, he still got because the best thing Bam had going for him back when the series started, even most of the series up till now, is that he could kind of play outside the rules with his Shinsu ability. And so that made sense as far as destructive power, how he's able to harm other people. But I thought they're like, oh, well, they can still hurt him and they can still do things to him. And maybe they can still have stronger attacks that cancel out his attacks. Or they're fighting him on his floor. I thought a lot of those factors would come into play.
Yeah.
So far, they just don't. The only way you can be stronger than Bam is just be stronger than him.
And hope
that's it.
Whatever pool of reservoir he has can't precede you at your very best, the very peak. So
yeah,
break him emotional and run away fast when he goes berserk. That's not winning. You didn't beat him. You just pissed him off. They hyped up Hierarchy so hard, take thousands of years, and suddenly some of the crewmates with Bam were able to play games with these guys. Listen, it is what it is. What do you want for what? It, I did. I don't know, man.
That's why SIU introduced the blue rank, the blue
holes?
ranker, the
Yeah.
blue hole, the blue
Yeah.
holes. Yeah.
For that
Once he
unknown tier of
introduced
power.
that,
Yeah.
once you introduce that, you just threw all the power rankings out of the window. Because he's basically saying there's people in the tower that like you don't know how strong they are.
Mhm.
He saved himself with that.
And
He was like it doesn't matter.
And just to harping on the reason why I always say Dustin was right, because Dustin didn't always necessarily say that Bama had to be stronger. He just understood that at the point at that time, like the circumstances will just mold itself around Bam for him to come out victorious or unscathed. Whether that's Yuri lobbing him the Black March, the Black March already liked him from way back when, willing to lend him his power, blah blah blah. Like that's what I think. That's really what he meant. Like not necessarily that he has to just be stronger, but like yo, something's going to happen to give him the ability to come out of this in some shape or form. I think the thing that happened, I used to say a lot of times earlier, is it used to come with some type of lesson or drag. If I recall correctly, him taking in those souls was supposed to be very dangerous. He could have possibly like not been able to do it, right? So like there was like a level of risk there at the time, right? And then when he got his true self mode versus Data Jihad, that was him trying to somewhat accept the fact that he's a bit of a monster and those powers are within him and not to be afraid of it. You see what I'm saying? So him again not wanting to consume all or everything is just like the same lesson that I thought he already kind of broke through to some degree back when fighting Data Jihad. So his internal growth to me is very circular. It doesn't really go anywhere. It's just the same thing. Like I'm a monster. I'm different than everyone. Okay, I'm good. Okay, now the same thing again. Then people are all. You have the right to seek strength because you're a good boy. Like, all right, man. Like, I don't know, bro. I'm the one crying like beta. If I'm not, I really want to know what SC is gonna do after this arc because after beating White, I'm not worried about any future opponent unless they're a family head. I guess we have to hope that maybe what Machete said, the true villain of the arc is not here yet. Let's hope maybe it's some really high ranking Lopo beer or something. So that's I don't know. But then again, to me, it's not particularly sexy that like if like now Bam beats White and then the next arc he's fighting a family head. I'm not with that, bro. I'll drop the series. I'm not joking. I won't read it no more. This will become a Kubera channel. So
Yep.
But his friends, you don't like them niggas, man. We talked about that shit. Okay, I got one more. But do you want to read the how important blog post?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's read it.
We have to read it. Do you want to watch that one too? I could.
Oh yeah, we can. We can if you want.
I could throw that in there. I think the last one I want to see was what's the potential of a Jihad princess for some reason. I don't remember why. We can watch this one though.
We ain't seen one in quite some time.
I want to know what I said though.
I feel you.
This was made on November 28th, 2018. So that's how long ago this was. Damn. Sorry, I'm old. That's all. I hope it's not Bam, the final villain. It's so cliche that they're trying to hold on to his values. That would be so funny if it's like the real villain is Bam. Okay. That's like when he was on "I'ma sell my soul" type beat gimmick. Calm down over there, bro. I'll sell my soul to beat White. Yeah. Cappity cap. But yeah, by the way, if you've never gone through my Tower of God playlist, I'm very proud of it. Go through it and just see what topics or subject matter appeals to you, and you might find something you want to listen to. That's my best playlist in my opinion. My Ordinary playlist is not long, but it's not bad. But that shit don't be moving me no more, cause I wasn't gonna make a video today. Whoops. Because I think these all connect. Because I think what I was thinking at the time too was like, yeah, you're overestimating Bam, you're underestimating the Tower. I think here was me trying to say that like I think my opinion is that like the kind of the strongest thing you can be in the Tower is probably a Jihad princess. That's even more so if you're a direct descendant too. But let's see what I have to say here. Wait, that share with you, Vince? I didn't share it, did I?
No, I need to share my. So I can see.
Okay.
Here.
Bro. Oh, like why did it take so long to maximize?
I'm gonna make a video today, but you guys got lucky because I got inspired by a conversation I had. I kind of want to hype up the Jihad Princesses a little bit. So I was having a conversation with my friend, and we are kind of talking about how a lot of these shows, like in like battle shonen for the most part, you know, just series in general where most conflicts are solved by like combat. That there's a point where like the main character and maybe the main character plus one or two rivals always end up eclipsing everybody else in the main cast in terms of overall power. Think Goku and Vegeta, think Naruto and Sasuke, think one that we talked about was Luffy. And do we think he's like way stronger than Zoro and Sanji? Like, has he made that gap incredibly wide to the point where you think of a Yonko Commander and a Yonko?
This has to be around Whole Cake Island. That's probably why I said that because I think he just fought Katakuri.
Go all out yet, especially Zoro.
And got
He
future
hasn't
sight
been
and
pushed
shit.
yet in the new world when Luffy's been fighting for his life. So asterisks on that one, but most importantly, that boy, Baam James.
That's what Joey used to call him. Remember that boy, Baam James? I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. That boy. Now, would I feel you right now where you said like Tower Gods is one of those series where I just want to find out important mysteries and stuff? Like you don't really care about, you're not really enjoying it week to week. I kind of see why you would say that. I feel you. I feel on that.
How do I feel about him and his party? And I honestly, like thinking about it. Yeah, he's definitely at this point. There's no reason for us to believe he's not the strongest in this group and amongst his friends. But I don't think he's completely outclassed in Dorsey. I think she's right there.
Wow, I'm sorry, I lied to y'all again. I was just lying in these videos, man.
Not far behind. Who I could agree. Who I can argue has shown moments.
Yeah, I'm still not comfortable speaking
that make her like that. As impressive as an irregular. So let's talk about
videos might be 4 years old, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
One more time,
Jihad princesses are the ultimate species in the tower, and while irregulars are clearly the tower's like unknown monsters, I don't want us to forget the latent talent that Jihad princess has. Even a demi/illegitimate princess like Anak, who has immense physical strength despite not being a true princess. Her steel spear at the time that they were E-rank regulars was heavy enough that most E-rank regulars could not lift it.
Yeah, I learned how to change the transparency of the pictures that pop up here.
She
New
also
skill
fell
unlocked.
in par with Kunran after consuming a lightning pill, who's a direct descendant of Kuradon, and she fought on par with him. Mind you, Paracool shut that shit down with the revolution because he's the GOAT. But the point still stands in terms of sheer physical nature. They are, on average, more physically able than most members of the 10 great families, and their bodies are more durable than the average ranker, which is actually insane and a testament to.
You good? Hop in the Discord share screen thingamajoober. That's what we watching right now. I'm talking about, this is an old video I made in 2018 about the potential of a Jihad princess. So we're just seeing how wrong I am, stupid I am.
Checking out the cap.
It is. I wish he would have stuck to gilding characters and the world, but like he did before the Hell Train. One Piece did that so well. Oh, world building. I hear you. There's a Jihad princess from a great family have more potential. A hybrid from two families. So you're saying, like Liboric? That's a very interesting question. And you'd have to wonder what traits they got from each family, if any, or did they get one than the other? These would be cool things to kind of revisit with the foreknowledge that we have now. I'm still gonna give it to the princesses because it has more sort of do with the blood of the blood of Jihad, and not literally, but like in that sense. And he's probably.
It'd be a cooler question if that mattered at all. Like in the aspect of the story, like
It's
if
cool to
like
think about.
Jihad
You're
Prince,
right, but it's not gonna matter. Yeah.
yeah, like if we saw like in Dorsey fighting other Jihad princesses, and then somebody was like, oh, like all you've been doing is fighting regular ones, and I'm a hybrid, like that would have been cool. Like, but like,
Yeah,
who cares?
but
Question.
but what if you're both like maybe like Anne, you build different Eurasia,
Yeah.
Madao plus Jihad Princess. Shit.
You know what? I don't know if you ever thought about this, but I've kind of thought about this in hindsight. You ever think Tower got revealed too much?
Yes. Yes. Like
I'm starting to feel that way.
like he was so eager to share certain things with the blog post and foreshadow so many things instead of just focusing on the here and now, that we have all of these aspirations and expectations to meet Enryu and all this, and we already know the rankings of all these people and blah blah blah. I do think so. I think he opened his mouth way too much, way too quickly, because he's reneging on so many of those things. Like even just the story of Yama Mort and Beirut. It's completely different. It's not how he initially had explained it. Remember it was supposed to be like he escaped from Beirut and came back and reformed it when he became a ranker. Then Amort helped him out with that shit. But now it's a story of him, Doom, and Paul plus their dad connected to Yasaracha and the Lopobia family. So that's a great point, actually. It's a really good. That's a topic. You know what? We're gonna talk about that another day. That's a topic for another day. I like that though. I like that.
Okay, bet.
All right, let's keep watching.
How much power this procedure gives you, not to mention you have to be able to receive Jihad's power in the first place. There are princesses from the 10 great families with the power of blood who are so strong that they can surpass rankers while they're still climbing the tower as a regular. Now, if I recall correctly,
isn't it just Adori?
The only instance of this that we have documented is Adori Jihad, who defeated a ranker when she was a regular. And if you want to add another situation like that within a regular, though, on the 100th floor, I believe, Urek took Arihan's test, and he fought back and would have won, as stated by Arihan himself. So that's a chosen regular, that's an irregular, not only beating a high ranker, but fucking Arihan himself. Like, remember that Shinsu gets way denser and more liquid the higher up you go, and this dude is still swinging a sword. Like, come on. One of the 10 great families, respect Urek. But back to Adori, the commander-in-chief of Jihad's army, and the sealed princess in Eurasia and Jihad, because both these princesses are ranked at 7, meaning that in the overall rankings, they have both surpassed most irregulars. Anne being ranked higher than both her parents, Pobodo Gustang, sorry if you can hear the garbage outside, and
what to say? What's that sound?
That's
my video.
While rankings are based on influence, recognition, and power, I think it's a feat in itself that people try to dismiss. There are some princesses who potentially have the ability to surpass and stand even above the heads of the 10 great families. And for anyone who tries to downplay their accomplishments by saying, it's mostly because of influence and recognition, stop. Because with most instances of a Jihad princess that we've seen is also from a great family, they have always been incredibly powerful, incredibly impressive.
For so long.
You have top 500 in Ha Yura Jihad, the pride of the Ha family, who even looks like Ha Yurin, who was gifted the Black March after completing her climb. Masheni got the Yellow May, top 100. Not every princess gets a 13-month series when they finish their climb. Only the best of the best. So a daughter of 2 heads of the great 10 families and Jihad's blood, who was awarded the colorless December after her climb week, try again. Adori,
that's a try again.
The only S-rank weapon of the 13-month series in the Golden November, who was stated to be capable of carrying out all 3 given orders by Jihad recently. Weak, wrong. Try again, and don't forget she beat a ranker when she was a regular. Sorry. They're both well deserving of the rank of 7. Free N, but and Dorsey herself has showcased tons of impressive abilities, but there's 2 specific instances I want to bring up before wrapping up that I think.
That's funny. Nara, do you want to chime in on anything?
Oh no, bro, I'm vibing right now. I'm just waiting for my time. You feel me?
He said you vibe.
He's
He's
spinning right
powering
now.
up.
Hey, we don't need no echo in the back. You feel me? He's spinning. I'm gonna let him spit.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Millions, I already said that. The power of blood. No, I didn't mean literally having Jihad's blood. I mentioned it. I mentioned it in the video too. I think I always correct myself because I always just say Jihad's blood, but I know it's the power of. It's not literally his blood though. That's true. In my opinion, you have yet to be proven wrong in the point of the video, unless SLU pulls another unexpected move. Nah, I'm wrong, bro.
Wait, what did he mean by prove you wrong? Prove him wrong.
He's saying that he's basically saying he doesn't think that this video has aged poorly, but I think it has. I don't think these princesses are gonna matter like that, man. I think I overestimated everything. Bam is the only thing that matters.
See, the way I see the princesses, they're gonna be like third tier in the overall ranking, like not ranking, but like in the overall story, like at the end. Like they're gonna be important, but they're gonna be cast to the side. Okay. Like once Yuri like start using 2 of the 13-1 series at the same time, that is, in of itself was a feat that most princesses couldn't do. I already knew that they was gonna pretty much be whoever doesn't have like 5 or more weapons is not gonna really be that important at the end of the day.
Well, the likelihood is Bam is gonna get them all because it's part of the key to get to the 135th floor. If I remember correctly, top of my head, there's the 13 keys and the 2 rings that Karaka and Wagner have. Am I right? Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah, something like I know they definitely the 13-month series are part of it.
Yeah,
sure.
because
I don't remember what else, but yeah.
Yeah, because
it's the 13-month series weapons. They make up half the key, and then the other half someone else has. I think it's Karaka. Right?
Yeah, Karaka and Wagner's rings, I believe.
And that's why they've been making what the fuck is that shit called? Hunters and shit. Can't think of the name right now. I'm still in work mode, but they've been making artificial hunters and shit, so that way they can have someone strong enough to collect those weapons.
Man, I don't even remember that. That's crazy.
Well, I don't remember ever seeing them on screen, so I don't know.
That might be a blog post. But all right, hold on. Let's finish this. Almost done.
So, post Name Hunt Station, not Bam nor Aguero on a regular and a direct descendant could keep up with Endorsi without Shinsu.
Because
this princesses have the aptitude to be equally, if not, I would say more impressive than a regular. I'm not going to go that far, but I think you can make the argument. And lastly, in the not the Name Hunt Station, in the Hidden Floor, aka the Sword Art arcs throughout the Simi, she only needed 2 days or less than 2 days to master her Shinsu quality, that little red heart thing she has that kind of looked like a succubus tail to me. And she was like, why can't the team this easy? So it took Bam longer, who's an irregular. Remember the SLU said that when it came to Bam, the thing that
look at me pulling out this fucking blog post. Like, it don't matter. It don't matter, bro. Oh shit.
That being said, just
see, that's
if
what
you
I'm
take
saying.
anything away from this video,
people don't understand.
The irregulars
oh no, it's too
are
late,
the
bro.
ultimate
We
species.
10 years ago, we canceling you.
That's too funny. You trying to say Endorsi, Hoenn, wow.
In the tower, from outside the tower.
Oh, the succubus.
And then the Jihad princesses are the ultimate species within the tower, made in the tower. Both very impressive, but I just kind of don't like how I sometimes talk about how cool some of these princesses are, and it kind of gets like, well, it's not like they're Urek or Enri or something. Like, I got that, but they're still bound by the rules of the tower, unlike these Neo motherfuckers coming in the Matrix doing whatever they want. Like, it's like me like not being bound by laws, kind of, in a sense. I don't have the same shackles. But anyways, wrapping it up. Thank you guys for listening. This went on longer than I wanted, and I have to edit it. God damn it.
I knew that was real. I was actually upset. That was real. That was a real anger.
I don't like these rainy skies cause I'm not one to dwell. I'm just sitting in my sadness under comfort hell. I'm just by myself.
That's so funny, bro. I really said that like I have to edit it, and I know I was actually. I probably would have talked for like 4 minutes. I'm like, damn it, it's like 8. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Us basing a lot of our opinions off that blog post that didn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but that's what we did. We thought we were basing our opinions on things that the author wrote and or said himself that apparently he either forgot or didn't care that he wrote. And then that's what happened. So we thought we were working from a place of logic. We were wrong.
I should have been working from a place of a regular. That's what I should have been doing. So.
Oh yeah, facts. They said, look, the story is sublime. Okay, you can't go past it. Look, it's no plot holes. 2 years later, you want to play a game? Hold the fuck up, not again, dude, not a fucking game.
I'm trying to play.
That's why I'm like, bro, that shit pissed me off, bro. Like even with, like as like me benching it, I was just like, oh yeah, okay, we about to have a war. You know what? If you having a war, you want to save your master. Let's play a game. Come on now, bro. Really? You can't get mad when you niggas lose at this point, bro. This is all your fucking fault.
I was gonna say though, because I know you're like you caught up like recently, like you're new. Like how are you feeling about this series and what's going on currently? How do you feel about it? You enjoying it?
I have to force myself to read this shit every week. The fact that I nigga, season 2, greatness.
Yeah.
Great. Season 3 was so fucking big. So fucking big, bro. I don't mind the actually this most recent chapter made me happy because they went away from the Lopabia family. Not Lopa. Is it Lopabia family? With the Scratcher, you scratch some shit like that.
Yeah, Scratcher. I mean, this is still a Lopabia floor, so we didn't really get away. But I hear what you're saying, though. You're not. We're still...
Yeah, you get it. Like,
yeah.
I'm tired of like having chapters upon chapters of this nigga. Like, we gonna give you the fame. My daddy didn't do it. I swear to God, he was good, bro. You just said that 20 chapters, bro. I'm tired of this shit. I liked you more, bro, when you was a villain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so right now, him like.
Oh, you talking about Yama? Oh, okay. What's going on?
Yeah.
So like with him getting the extra fang now, that's actually real dope. I'm glad he's actually able to propel himself into the leadership role that he's meant to have.
Yeah.
He does have to get over this hurdle. However, if he beats this nigga off the power of friendship, bro, I'm gonna be over with it. I'm not gonna cap it. Cause this is what this power up is. It's just like literally. I just want you to know, I'm the only one who could create him because of his fang, but I can transfer the fang. So why the fuck did he keep you alive for 100 years then if you can just take the bitch? Like, it's just like so many inconsistencies.
I don't think Yama knew. Yama was oddly very ignorant about his own people and nature and powers. He's very ignorant.
Yeah, I know
like
that.
Doom knew for sure though.
But still, bro. But still, you proved that you didn't need it. Now you're just like, you know what? Can I get that extra Red Bull you got in your backpack?
Can I have some fang, sir? Can I have some fang?
Exactly. I just need a piece of it. Just a piece. You can keep the other half. I swear to God. So, like, one thing I did enjoy about this arc was the little brother with the green hair. When he transformed, I'm like, oh, you're not as useless as I thought. Yeah. I just don't like your name, so I don't remember your name. But, hey, you're just not.
See, I remember his name because his name is Paul. Like, you have Doom. You have Yama. I'm like, why is your name Paul, my nigga? Why is it regular? It's like,
wow. He's like, yeah, Doom.
That's why I stood out.
Paul.
Yeah.
That's my big brother.
That's so funny to me. But thank you guys for saying the videos were good. I appreciate that. I work hard on these videos, man.
Is the Hots, like how he threw away Hots foreshadowing and him making the pure blade of Shinsu? How the wife was like, yeah, your blade's trash. You got a decent one on your back, but like you need to learn how to do at least this for your ass.
That moment held. Oh, I thought he was gonna be so much more significant. Then he activated that shit with a charm. Like, this is it. Sword sucks, bro.
About Genshin Tensho? With extra steps.
Yeah, Milios, if you're not doing nothing, you can hop in, bro. If you're not doing nothing, I don't know what you're doing. But okay. Someone asked us, what position do you think y'all? Wait, what position do y'all think you'd be good at? Versus what position you'd pick if you were in the tower? Okay, fair enough. I'd be a scout. I think.
I'll be Baam. Position doesn't matter anymore.
They really don't. They really don't. But like, I'm kind of a, I guess, defensive specialist, and I'm at warcraft. Fair enough. Defensive specialist, and I'm kind of like, I like gathering intel and information like that before I really make a move, if I can. I'm not necessarily a stealthy type, but like I like to be a little unassuming if I can be. So I think scout kind of fits my personality. I'd probably be best at fisherman. If fisherman is the one that's always in the forefront throwing hands, it's probably what I'd be best at though. So, what about you, Vince?
I mean, positions don't matter, but I guess I'll say anyway. that if I thought what I would like to be one, I'd probably like to be a wave controller. But what I think I'd be best at, I think I'd be best at um, scout as well.
Okay. What about you, Nara?
Me personally, I don't really like confront. Let me stop playing, nigga. I am very confrontational, nigga. But still, I like the strategic aspects of being a raid controller. How you're able to actually protect your friends and manipulate the Shinsu in the area for better results. However, you're still limited because you don't have the intelligence enough to look at the battlefield in its entirety. You can only see what's in front of you at the current point in time. So I think that wave controller would be best for me.
Better. That's fair. Better than hands. Imagine the Doom and Yam hands. That'd be funny. That'd be funny. My rating for this arc right now, I'm probably at a. Honestly, all things considered, I'm probably at a 6.5 to a 7. Like, absolutely hating it. It's the worst things ever. There's things here that I enjoy, but it's mostly white. And yes, right. But my problem with the white thing now is I don't think he's seen the end of this arc anymore. There's Mule Love is here. I'm still holding on hope that Karaka will just do something cool and stop being fucking whack and go back to the way I like him. But it's definitely not one of my favorite arcs. Like, I not particularly invested in the grand scheme of things. I like Hajin Sung. I don't want people to think I don't like the character. I just don't like how unbothered FUG seemed that he was captured, but then we're gonna use all these resources to go get him. It's like, why? So, do I think Hajin could be saved or not? I personally want him to die during the last station. Now, all things considered, to build up this arc as a rescue arc, all right, fair enough. That's not bad. That's cool. But I don't think he should make it. What do you guys think?
Yep, I agree. I mean, I've been wanting him gone. I mean, what's the point of him being here still in the story? What does he bring? I mean, I'm of the same opinion of you. There's certain things. I mean, I think this arc is better than the last two arcs. So, but I don't know how much that's saying. I like White. I like Yasaracha. They've been the highlights of the arc. I don't care what the regulars are doing. The 101s were hit or miss. This whole Cat Tower game is not really a game. Kind of a 101.
Just almost just like a battle gauntlet. They're just like, all right, open cage fight, open cage fight, open cage fight. Like, this is just like survival. This is survival of the fighting game, low key.
Yeah.
It's like survival.
It was a lot of rules for no reason.
Yeah.
And then they're doing, and yeah, it's just like the thing is like everything's kind of progressing so slowly too. I can't even give you like a rating of how good because I don't feel like nothing like out of the realm of possibility that I'm just like, oh, that hasn't happened before. The only thing really crazy was that Yasaracha beat the shit out of Yama fairly easily, but then Yama got right back up and he gave him a fang. So whatever. So probably next time they fight, Yasaracha's gonna lose. And White doing what he's doing was pretty good. And then some stuff with Evanka Hill and her talking about like, oh, we're right next to the family head ship. We're like across the space, and if he comes here, we're all gone. But it's not like I haven't heard stuff like that before. I've heard plenty of times that like, oh, like if this person shows up, we're all gone, and then they always find a way to leave with all their people. So
on the beds.
Yeah. So it's just like I don't know. If something new happens in Tower of God, like I, at this point though, like I've always said, I'm not downplaying the series. I'm not gonna attack it. I just come on a week by week basis. I look at it. I'm like, here's the parts I like. Here's the parts I'm concerned about. Then I wait for next week. And then I just keep going that way.
I would be worse. If I didn't have Quibera, I'd be devastated right now. I won't lie to you.
As far as a webtoon, you'd have to start up something else.
Yeah, I do like what I've read of Purple Hyacinth, but it's just I need to just buckle down and get this shit done and read it. But there's just so many things.
Yeah, I think that would help. I think that would help you too if you had a couple more series that like you actually liked on them. I mean, probably they're not gonna reach the level of Kubera, but at least if you like them on a like higher level,
but you know, like all the series and shit that I really like, none of these niggas care about, so it's just hard, right? It's like
that's what I was saying.
I would love to come on here and talk about like Monogatari, bro. But like I have to do what I do. You guys dictate what you want. Y'all don't be watching that. I'm mostly making that for myself. You know, I like to talk about Crows and other series that I know aces of often. One Piece is still my favorite thing, and people don't even come to me to watch for One Piece content. So like
It's because there's so many One Piece people.
That much is true, but I also think it's because I don't talk the way that they talk. I don't go out there and be like high diff, low diff, mid diff, oh god, extremely outlandish, extremely outlandish theory. Like I don't do that. I'm very grounded in my One Piece takes. I'm very normal.
I think what you would have to do with the One Piece thing, I think maybe potentially is you'd have to get a very like particular topic of One Piece or a particular section. Like you would have to be like the world building guy or the character analysis guy or some shit like that. Because all the power scaling and all the live reads, all that shit's played out.
Yeah.
There's so many people doing that. You have to do like a section that like people who care about that aspects of the series come to you for.
I think what discouraged me is I put so much time and effort into that Devil Fruit video.
Yeah, and those videos. Yeah, the Devil Fruit video was good too.
And the Blackbeard one, and nobody watched it. And like the next day, I just did some shit where like I just put on a picture like, yeah, so in Tower of God this happened, and it completely superseded what I did with One Piece. And I was like, bro, I legitimately fucked my back up making that video. Like I couldn't walk at one point because I was sitting in a shit ass chair for so long editing that long ass 26 something minute Devil Fruit video. And I'm like, I'm not doing that to myself again. And I know there's people out there who like Monogatari and stuff. I'm just saying, like, well, I don't have that audience, and I'm not trying to.
You caught this series early too. That was another thing. You caught the Tower of God series fairly early because you caught it before all the anime and all that other shit. Oh, yeah. That's the thing about like a series like One Piece. It's been going on for 20 years.
Yeah.
So
I do appreciate everybody who comes for all the other stuff too, because sometimes that ends up meaning a bit more to me. Like I know the Tower of God stuff, people will come for as long as the topic is interesting enough. I know sometimes I'm like, I'll say some shit that no one cares about. Like, is Hansung you a genius? No one gives a fuck. I understand why no one watched that. That's fine. That was for me, right? It's like I get that. I make a video about like Jihad or something and what he's doing. Yeah, they'll care more, but it's just there came a point where I stopped fighting my channel's analytics. So it's like if I make this video and it doesn't do well, I'm not gonna do it again. You know, I'm just gonna let it rock. Mm-hmm. I'll be watching your Kuroko power scaling, my favorite video. I've seen it like 10 times. Oh shit! I want to do more of those. I want to do it for Haikyuu and Power Prince of Tennis. I said Prince of Tennis. Die Hajin song. I feel that. I think with One Piece and most new people coming to the anime, power scaling becomes such a big focus. It's dumb. Even when comics is the same to be honest. Yeah, comics has gotten bad to some degree too. Where just like they be talking about who's gonna high diff, low diff too. But if all I can say is like with the One Piece thing, the crocodile one's gonna have to do numbers. Hopefully. So we'll see what happens with that one. Because that one's another one. Like, those were the three that I'm like, you know what? I can't risk the health on my back doing that another time. So, yeah. The thing is, One Piece even has ways to not have that power skill necessary for characters to have victories. It is dumb. I feel you. No, it's actually genius. But yeah, I'll see what I can do. But, yeah, like, It's just a weird thing sometimes. We're like, yo, I put so much time and effort and blood, sweat, and tears into this video. And it's like, okay. And I'm just like, I kind of just like, yeah, so like, is Baam ruining the story? And it's kind of just half-assed it. Like, I half-assed it, but I didn't put as much time and everything. And it's like, yeah, like 1.3K. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, like, just all right, cool. I wish people understood that Devil Fruit video. Because, like, especially fighting this computer. For my editor to not freeze, it was a battle, fam. Getting it out. Was an accomplishment in its own right. So, yeah. When power sphere comes to effect, it makes a cut and dry argument, but having that adds diversity to conversation. I hear what you're saying. And again,
see, power scaling for Tower of God would be, or at least for Tower of God would be cool. But the thing is, there's no reason. Nothing matters. There's no. And that's the kind of problem I have when people power scale One Piece too. Like, what's the point of doing that? Because there's no like set thing that was just like, I mean, people do it for fun. So like, I get it. It's like hypotheticals, but like, I don't know. Well, One Piece is a little bit different though, because One Piece people do it to like an absurd amount, and they just do things that don't make sense. Tower of God, there's not even like no point of doing that anymore because there's like no set power weaknesses or anything like that, or just nothing like that.
And Miles, that crocodile video was already done. I think the problem is maybe I was a little overzealous at the beginning of the year, and I thought that I would have hit a certain milestone already that I never hit. So that video was tied to a milestone. It's been done since March. It's been sitting in on private for for months, for literally months. So I'm sticking by it though. I'm not gonna release it until 4K. So I'm not gonna release it until then. But nah, bro, it's not out like that. Like I'm saying, I made it already. I just haven't put it out. But I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of it. I think it's better than the Devil Fruit one I made. But we get there if we get there. If not, whatever. For a long time, I thought Magellan was a Logia. Oh no, he's not. I think I talked about that in the video. I don't remember. I think I did. But yeah. Other than Sengoku's goat, Crocodile's the goat. I feel that. Maybe it's walking around a little goat, just eating his paper. It's kind of nice though. He almost had like a personal shredder that follows around. He just gives go like, "Alright, eat these documents." And he just eat that. But I want to talk about the point that you made about SIU possibly giving us way too much, way too quickly. Like he said too much with the blog posts and foreshadowing into the future and all that. I want to talk about that. I think that was a good point. But like, what were you thinking though exactly when you said that?
No, but basically what you probably thinking the same thing. It's just like he revealed so much for like even like let's for example say like Enryu. Like I think he could have did a better job of keeping a lot of stuff into the dark. Like we already know like Enryu's like most impressive feat, what he came here and did. Instead of just being like Enryu created the thorns, like this, and this. Nobody knew where it came from. Like you could have just revealed that stuff as it like became a point of relevancy. Like when they were on the hidden floor, you could have like oh he's probably a bad character. I'm sorry, it's probably a bad character reveal for that particular thing. Or should I say so? You know what? Better example would be like Phantom Media. Like what was the point? We're never gonna see him again.
I don't. I think. Yeah, like he.
Yeah.
And
Enryu's a bad character for that. I have to use somebody else, or just certain things that like he told us that like, or made us look forward to that are not like really gonna happen, or just like don't matter. Like why we got Phantom Medium like in the blog post and shit like that, like in the early days, like we weren't gonna get to them, and even if we did, that was like so far down in the future and like a end game kind of sort of thing that like there's no point of like feeling that right there.
Yeah, everyone is fine, but I definitely feel with Fanta and stuff because you know why the Fanta thing is also let's get into this too because remember SIU is trying to build a goddamn universe. It's a Tales user story universe. It's not just Tower of God. Tower of God's supposed to be one narrative in the shared universe. For anybody who doesn't get what I mean, try to think about like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU, where you have a bunch of characters who are doing their own individual stories and going through their individual character arcs, whether that's in space, Asgard, one of the 9 realms, wherever, but it's all still in the same actual continuity and universe where they can run into each other at the store type beat. So Fanta was supposed to be the main MC of another story who rose himself to Axis level or whatever, and then he entered Tower of God and then maybe left. But like that's another thing too. He was over ambitious, maybe. Like Tower of God, let that be its own self-contained story, and then think about other things. Where it's like, you're right, he's doing way too much. He's trying to do so much so quickly. So
yeah, or like even with I'm trying to think of a smaller example that would make more sense because, like I said, the Enryu thing's not a good example. He's actually revealing the stuff with him has actually been pretty good, so that's the wrong character.
And plus Baam has a thorn, right? So that's always gonna be.
Yeah. So like he's probably the easiest comparison. Mm-hmm. I guess even like some of the stuff with like Jahaj's journey, like it'd be cool to reveal it, but like he could have did it a different way. Like it would have been like kind of a cool idea if like they had to find how Jahaj's journey happened through like a diary or some type of books that they pick up along this.
What if the data floor was used for that? Like it's almost more like a memory, like a replay of some shit they did in the tower. I don't know, or the hidden floor.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Like he could have revealed stuff like at times when they needed it or they needed to see something, because like it could have been like a good comparison of the journey, like how we talking about earlier, just like how do we gauge what like Bam is doing now. It's like we could have had like little things to like do that. Like remember when he did that, like that little flashback to Jihad, and Jihad was like, "Who do y'all think I am?" Blah blah blah, and then let me tell you, like that was raw. Like
Yeah,
I want more stuff like that
yeah, I feel you. Do you
because the
guys
stuff
feel
with
that
the
certain
rankers and
character
high
reveals
rankers.
were
No.
lackluster? Sorry, see that? I'll answer in a second. Keep going.
Oh no, go ahead, do your thing.
Now, Milios asks us if we think that any character reveals were lackluster. I can't really think of anyone that necessarily bothered me. I thought it was great or bad, honestly. Uh,
No, not really. Yeah, I feel kind of some sort of way about Hell Kellum. I guess that's probably the closest. I feel like I didn't like it like that, but it wasn't bad.
for the first FUG, okay, I know, I think I agree with that. As far as the first FUG elder that we got introduced to, that wasn't it. It's like that
Yeah,
wasn't
I
it.
didn't like his role. I didn't like nothing he
I
did.
literally just
Uh,
like his abilities. That's the only thing I like about it. Like the arrows and the paths and remember in conjunction with Soo, he can actually just completely displace you from the foot. That shit's cool. But that's about it. His design's not awful. I don't think he looks like bad. His design's fine. So yeah. The goat being the headquarters shredder is fitting. So many characters underutilized after build up. Shit, even Meloriona from Black Clover made an appearance in TOG. Fucking a bank out.
or okay, I got an example. My bad for cutting you off. But an example like this, right? Remember when we got Garam and she was talking about all this stuff for like Bam's parents, and she was telling Bam all this stuff, and then she was just like, "Oh, he can't know the rest right now." Like, why do we even do that? Like that was like 200-300 chapters ago. Feels like now.
Mm-hmm.
Like at this point, it's like why do we even like bring it up? Because like, are we even getting back to that?
It
We're just
almost
like the ghost.
it's
Is
almost like this story is banking on potential. Does that make sense? Like it's almost like it's a banking on its future, but like you still
Yeah.
have to get there in a way that is enjoyable and seamless. That's now that you said that, I'm trying to think. It's almost like, well, you know, Enryu and this and that, and like look forward to all this, and it's like, wait a minute. I'm thinking to myself, like, wait a minute. Is this story just a story about like, are you trying to get me to the end just by like trying to flaunt potential? Like, oh, this could happen.
or even
Ooh.
or even the or even the Princess War thing. How long ago was that blog post out that came out for that?
I don't
Like
even.
where is a prince? Like if we're just thinking like logically, I know we can't always apply logic to the series. If we're thinking applying logically, where's the Princess War gonna fit in this series right now?
Mm.
Where are you gonna be able to fit that in? And also, if we're having a Princess War, quote unquote, isn't Anak and Endorsee's involvement in that type of thing should matter, but they're not strong. At least far as we know, unless they come back in the series with a major upgrade to their string,
But
which would be kind of insane
but that would
since
bother me
fucking Hack.
unless that makes sense.
Yeah, but it also wouldn't make sense because fucking then why did they bring Hats and the other nigga here and Shibisu here because they would still be weak. So yeah, like that would be like very bizarre. But it's just like why would you where is the proper place to have a princess for? And then if they bring in like the Lopabia head and stuff like that, well now you have all these high rankers and hey, I don't know, maybe he could find a way to do it, but right now I don't see it the way it makes sense. But people still bank on stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't know, the Tower God community is weird with stuff like that. Like we have certain stuff and we're just like, this isn't good, and we're complaining about this stuff, and they're like, oh no, y'all complaining, but then they bank on stuff like the Princess Port still happening. Like
They just
I
don't
don't
like
get
me,
it.
man. They just hate me. Uh, Other than Yama's story, are there anything revealed in the blog post? Anything revealed in the blog post reveals that you like and are afraid will change?
I mean everything pretty much changed from what he said.
I don't know. It's hard to trust anything in there now, anyways. So anything that I did like or didn't like, I don't know. Like I would say this. The other one that bothers me a lot is the way they hyped up Karaka as the rising star of evil in FUG and how he would manipulate tests and do things like that and force certain people to fail, mix certain people. Like that's not reflected in the character that I see, like at all. Like he just not that raw. I love Karaka, but he's just not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. Like
Yeah, you would have to look through the blog post because there's plenty of stuff that's like
I
not
haven't
the same
I
anymore.
haven't really revisited them that often. Like, usually, I used to do it for research, but I stopped using them to supplement my arguments. I don't use the blog post to strengthen any argument I have now. I only use the webtoon. because I used to dig through the blog posts a lot. Like you said, like remember to find that one blog post with the Endorsey thing, I dug through at least 200 fucking blog posts, bro. Haven't already read them, like,
Yeah,
and I'm
and
like,
that's already a good example. Look at that. Look at that Bam one.
yeah,
He said Bam had weaknesses and wasn't the most talented. How is that reflected in the story at all?
yeah.
It's not. He act like Bam would have to work more or have to do more, but Bam doesn't have to do any. Bam is the most talented person we've ever seen, at least technically
That's
in
the point.
story. You could argue that Yurik or Jahad, maybe one of those niggas more talented, but we never seen anything from them, so can't tell you if they are or aren't. As far as story gone, Bam went from a deregular to as strong as a high ranker in like a 7, 8, 9 year span, or like a no, like so 7 from
I don't
last
know. It's been
station
like
to
under a decade.
regular.
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, it's like a decade, give or take. Yeah,
No, no, Melios, I was gonna get to that. I understand what you were saying, and honestly, I don't. I'm not. I don't know if I'm mad at that, but I don't know if that's. He's basically saying that the Princess War is actually gonna be a flashback that's related to maybe the sealing of Eurasia and Jihad. Like that's what the war is gonna. Not gonna be something current, but then how do we tie in Anak and Dorsey to this? And why did Yuri say that Karaka will be her for worst enemy if he doesn't kill him now? Like, does that matter now? He's with Bam, you know what I'm saying? But or is Yuri now on the Jihad Empire side as a result? But then again, her family's not fucking with what they're doing. So the Hot fam, so like, I don't know, brother. I'm just here. I'm just black. I'm just a black man. So I don't know, man. I'm trying. I'm trying so hard. Like I'm fighting for my life over here. If I wasn't doing this, I probably would not have read this for like at least 8 months, and maybe again later. So yeah, I don't know.
Tower Guy ran. Tower Guy ran off that for a long time. Like Tower Guy, like my favorite aspect of Tower Guy was
Oh,
the
never mind. He
world
was kidding.
itself.
He was calling the Princess War with Anak Senior the flashback. Oh, you're talking about when they bodied the mom. Okay, never mind. Sorry, go ahead. Keep going with this.
No, I was just saying that like the Tower Guy world building and lore and those questions are mostly the things that kept me going on this series for so long. Because that's all the stuff that I want to see. Like Tower God was basically a series just like of like reveals. Like it was a story of just like, oh, when are we gonna get this storyline and when is this storyline gonna happen? And then I just think that SIU made too many that I don't think he's gonna have a chance to like touch upon. Like maybe things changed because he got sick and maybe he thought he was gonna be like in pitch perfect health. I can't say for sure, but I definitely think he overextended his reach because I
Yeah,
don't think he's gonna be able to touch on all this stuff.
and it
And
happens.
like,
I've been over ambitious at the beginning of a project.
yeah, and like, cause like, think about the stuff that we don't know. Like, all the and this is what we talk about. This is like one reason when we say like, well, me, I'll just speak for myself on this one, but I don't necessarily care about this arc. Think about all the because I wrote it down on my old account. I'm so mad, I think it disappeared. But I wrote down on my old account all the plot points that we still have to get back to. So we got Yuri, we got the fucking shit with Rachel and the daughter. We got with Rachel actually herself and the three wishes. We got Yiwa get captured by the captain. We got the captain. We got what's happening with the rest of the gang. We got plenty of plot points and plenty of storylines that who knows if and or when or if at all we're gonna touch on. How is he gonna make all this stuff make sense? How is he gonna tie it all together? Is he gonna be able to touch on all of it? Is he gonna have to retcon it? Is he gonna have to be like, oh, this happened? He's gonna have to give us like a little explanation, doing like 3 different tie-ins. How is he gonna do it? There's a lot of things going on in this series right now that I just don't see right now. We're 500 chapters in, so is he gonna continue this for another 500, 2,000? It's already been like a decade to get to 500. He
Yeah,
realistically be able to do all that?
and I don't, and it sounds like he did actually properly rest, all things considered, right? He just kind of kept going, working.
Yeah.
All the signs are there for a Princess War outbreak. Macheni's plan to build chaos. The bet between Macheni and Yuri, the goals for 13-month series, 13 calendar weapons. The truth behind the princesses not being revealed to the princesses, plus Endorsi, Garam, and Yuri siding with Anak Jr.
I mean, he's right, but at the same time, is any of that stuff gonna matter? Like that's my only question to you. That I guess maybe I've completely gone the other side. Maybe perhaps I've gotten too pessimistic.
Mm-hmm.
Is any of that gonna matter at the end of the day? Like I don't know.
Like, Anak Junior is supposed to be on the run. Really, she's not. They're supposed to be coming after her. You're not supposed to mate when you're a princess. You know what I'm saying? It's like nobody is anybody. Does anybody chase her? Not even one instance. Like, hey, that's the illegal. Like, like legit. Like no. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's
Yeah, like Bam's supposed to be in a regular tower, and everybody who meets him is just like, oh, like
mm-hmm.
what is that regular doing?
Pressure.
So like I don't know.
Pressure from Naver probably too to be more typical. They have influence there, and he did, I think, try to pander too much. I would argue I would argue that I can see that in a lot of ways because I honestly sometimes some blog posts I will say it sounds like he's complaining, like they're forcing him to force Bam into the story more or something like that. Like sometimes it sounds like he's complaining a little bit. So there's probably some truth there, but I can't just give him that excuse because I don't actually know that for a fact, right? It's like when people are like, oh, the editors, like, okay, editors do have some sway and leeway in the story and whatnot, but like, you really want me to just bank my entire hat argument on like, oh no, it's probably fine. Editors for like I can't do that. I have to just take what I see and analyze it as it is.
Yeah, yeah. We still have to grade what's on the paper,
Yeah.
basically.
So yeah, it all depends. At this point, he needs someone else to draw so he can focus on the story. If you guess you can make the story apart from Bam, maybe I don't think he can do it anymore at this point. It's too important. I don't know. But anyways, yeah. Any final comments?
Yeah.
All right. This was actually like I had fun watching my old video. I might watch some. I might watch some other ones to see how I feel about what I said before, and see if I still agree with it. Because that band video, man, there was nothing but hope and optimism in my voice. I said, "Don't underestimate the tower." That was cap. That video is not it. But yeah, I'm probably gonna upload portions of this. I like this stream. This was good. This was fun. All right, you guys take care.